Alright guys, it's Vanish here with another PvP episode. So I promised actually to do more random invasions with my episodes, but I wasn't able to create a proper build that I would like yet. You know, I need to figure out a suiting area, the perfect soul, that memory and all. So that's a thing I need to do yet. So maybe it will come next episode guys, but I can't promise it right now. So instead I thought, well, I could just not upload anything PvP related till then, but it would be a bit boring, right? So well, let's upload at least more arena fights then. And this time I went for a club lance combination here. Why I did it? Well, if you do it the right way and you're close enough, you can combo the L1 attack. Keep in mind, not power stancing those weapons, you don't need power stance, so don't even invest stats for it. So yeah, you can combo the L1 into the R1 of the lance and then the R2, which does quite a nice damage if the opponent doesn't use full Havels with Great Magic Barrier. Then it does only low damage compared to it. But yeah, so I went for that combo. And why I went specifically for that combo? Because I think it's more interesting than... Well, you will see no, I actually should talk about now. The other combo that's up right now is the infinite combo of the straight sword offhand and the main hand. Or was it? I think it was straight sword in the offhand and the main hand great sword. And then just mash L1 R1 L1 R1 when they're close enough. Basically you can infinite lock them with this until your stamina's empty. And if you buff, let's say you use a fully powered ruler greatsword with like 5 million souls or something like this, then, well, and if you have enough stamina, then you can basically kill them in one combination. But I did a lot of greatsword and straight sword videos already, so I was kind of bored of it, and because those weapons are so similar, the straight sword and the greatsword, I was like, let's do something that looks more interesting. And because of the fact that the club and the lance don't have much in common, I went with this one, right? I had a choice of which one I would do, but I was like, let's do this one. And I really had fun with those invasions. Keep in mind that you really need to be close, because if you're not close enough, then the latest thing that won't connect is your R2. And that's basically the tag that does the most damage, so... And it's the slowest one, so if that doesn't connect, you're open for counter attack. And if the player, knows what you're going for, that if he knows that you go for that combination, he can abuse that pretty easy. Like most stuff when the opponent knows what you're doing. So yeah, like I said, the other combination was the straight sword greatsword. L1 R1 spam, if you want to call it like this. We will have a fight in this video where I fight against someone with a straight sword and a greatsword, who most likely went for that combination. But you will see as soon as it is that time for it, right? So let's talk more about the random invasions I have planned instead. Because there's not much to say about these invasions right now, because like I said, I told you already what I was going for with this build. And yes, I used miracles again instead of anything else, because I just like miracles more than the other spells. Pyros are okay, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. Then spells with the int scaling, those are the most boring ones for me. So I don't want to win with that. And hexes, I don't know. I'm not a fan of hexes. Just not a fan of hexes. Even though that they are the most powerful ones, but just not a fan. So I went with my trusty miracles and my trusty sunlight spear, which is most likely the most fun miracle for me to use, even though I only used it like one time in the entire video, because I was going more for the combination to showcase that one. But yeah, otherwise I really like using the sunlight spear. But now I should really talk about the random invasions I've planned. So the negative part is that, at least in my opinion, the good old trolling you could do with weapons of all kinds and Dark Souls and Demon Souls is kinda gone. Why? Well, you have a time limit, that's first of all. So setting up stuff while you're in the world of the others is limited by the time. Then the areas you're invading seem to be kinda smaller, there's not like a vast area like we had in Dark Souls, with a lot of, you know, different environment and stuff. Just thinking about, let's say, the painted world here, where you could do a lot of funny things. And the other thing is that, in my opinion, in my experience, better said, players that get invaded are most likely to find at the bonfires. And they wait there, yeah, because they know they can wait out the time now. And I mean, that's a valid tactic. I mean, if you just wait at a bonfire while getting invaded, first of all, if if the invader finds you and kills you, your souls are right there, right? So that's not that much of a problem. Second of all, if he doesn't find you there, he has only like 10 minutes limit to find you. Otherwise he gets sent home. So that's something you can go for. And I mean, you could technically combine that with the chameleon spell or the silver talisman to hide forever and just troll invaders. So yeah, that's something I think trolling isn't that much possible anymore. So the other thing is, what do I need for it? Well, I don't want to just, you know, overkill my opponent. I mean, it's easy, I could just let me drop the items I want from a friend, because you can't basically upgrade all your items to the max and get everything you want if it's late game because of soul memory. Otherwise you would invade higher level players, and then, well, those are most likely experienced, and then trolling isn't as much fun if they kinda guess what you're going for. So, yeah, that's the thing. The other way I could do it is waiting to get invaded and set up traps. But that's, well, that's not what I want, because here's the fact. The mindset of an invader and a host are different, right? If you get invaded as a host, a lot of newer players, or not even newer players, but a lot of players that just want to play through the game, basically panic a bit more, right? So the trolling is far easier, but now if you want to troll an invader, I mean, the invader clearly wants to fight. So trolling him, he's in a different, is far harder because he's in a different mindset, yeah? The only way to basically troll him is to sit there with Chameleon and wait his time out, but I highly doubt you want to see me just, I don't know, an hour video long of me sitting there with Chameleon, just waiting out the invasion timers for the invaders. Yeah, that would be kind of boring to watch, I guess. And here, by the way, it was like all in my talk, but I forgot, here's that straight sword, great sword combo, so here I have to be very cautious, because this guy most likely wants to get me in that combination. But for him counts the same as for me, he needs to be close enough and in the right position to pull his combination off. So yeah, but I had a lot of fun doing this fight, because, you know, I kinda was... I mean, I knew what he was going for, so I could play a bit more defensively here, which I really say to anyone: if you go see someone with this combination, try to play a bit more defensively, otherwise, if he has enough stamina and damage, you're dead in one combination, and that can be rather boring, right? So yeah, but back to the plans for my random invasions in the future. First of all, why it's so hard for me to create a build for it? I need to find the perfect place, right? I want a place where I can use a lot of tactics and stuff. So I need the area that's rather big, but also with a lot of different environment. I just do not want to, you know, sit there with Chameleon and Mundane Avalons and then surprise, surprise, one shot. Yeah, that would be kind of boring. So I need to find a good place there and good build, because I need to figure out what's fun to troll people with, right? I mean, I could just go for the classic great bow, but therefore I need an area where I can shoot enemies down to the death. So yeah, not so easy for me. I hope I can get the random PvP next episode, but I really can't promise it, guys. I really can't promise it. So, if I can't get it, yeah, if I'm still stuck with creating the build and stuff, then I will most likely upload another arena PvP episode or invasions at proper, let's say proper PvP soul level, right? Talking about soul level, I created this build at 125. I could have gone 115 with it. I just invested 10 more points in endurance than I normally do, just because I wanted to reach 125. And you can create quite good builds with 125, see? That's what I mean, you don't really need 150 builds. I mean, I have that 50 Vigo, just for example, yeah, I have 50 Vigo and all that stuff. I mean, you would need to invest more points into other stuff if you want full Havels. That's another thing. But guys, I thank you all for watching. I will see you in the next episode.